Waltzing around here at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona here for Tech Today, and I've come across one of our favorite guests on the show, Mr. C.P. Gurnani of Tech Mahindra. Absolute pleasure to have you on the show and bumping into you over here in Barcelona, sir.
I have to again remind you that we serve about 200 telcos around the world, and also got to remind you that 42% of my revenue, Tech Mahindra's run rate of about $7 billion, 42% comes from CME sector.
CME sector, and a big buzzword in that sector seems to be 5G. And over here we talk about the future 6G as well. How are you seeing things play out? Now deployment is there. We're seeing so much more movement since IMC till today at MWC. You were at Davos with us as well. How are you seeing the 5G story panning out in India vis-a-vis the global story?
Sometimes you need to brag about the right decisions you take. When we took a decision to partner with Altiostar, if you remember, it was one of the product companies, and then we participated in software-defined networks in various forums and set up labs in India to create a 5G competency labs in Bangalore. They looked a little futuristic. But the reality is about $1 billion run rate of Tech Mahindra today is because of the 5G ecosystem.
Correct.
So very happy with the way the 5G ecosystem, the 5G, I think the consumer side is started happening.
Yeah.
On the business side, I think there is still a bit of a lag. As I said, I divide it into two. One is, how do we collaborate with the CSPs,
Correct.
communication service providers. Number two, how do we help set up private networks? And number three is, more important is, how do we create the right use cases, applications, and the middle layer for 5G to be effective. Because end of the day, as you know, Apple created this economy around App Store.
Correct.
But the reality is it was not because of the device. It is because of the connectivity.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a role we are trying to play, where we are helping the apps, the telcos, the enterprises, and us to come together. And that's where we are launching a product. It is multiple devices, APIs coming together. And we're calling it, internal code name is Sandstorm. And we'll be formally launching it in the next one day. But clearly, we find a position and we are being able to bridge that.
Well, you heard it first on Tech Today. And another catchphrase, sir, which we've noticed here at MWC and all around the world since November, I think, the last time that we met, has been generative artificial intelligence. Generative AI, ChatGPT being spoken about all over the world. How much of an impact do you think that will have on the workflow on the tech side, on exactly how a tech company operates, on how our jobs will pan out in the next few months?
I am so happy about the generative AI. The reason I'm happy is it's the same way, because we are in Mobile World Congress. I'll give you an example that 95, 96, if you remember, India was one of the most highest cost per minute call, and incoming and outgoing both charge 16 rupees a minute. And those blind calls call me back. I was from that upbringing, and I land in Hong Kong airport. There was this bank of phones, but people were talking on a mobile phone. And I came back and I said, this is an industry you need to be in. The convenience was 10 steps away. People were talking on mobile phones. So what happened? Mobile phone automated the public phone systems.
Correct.
It automated everything that came along. And I don't have to describe to you whether it's a health tech, fintech, media tech, whatever device it is.
Absolute disruptor.
Now, to me, it did not take away jobs, it created jobs. Now, this is exactly what I think about generative AI. That the use cases are there. And the more they get defined, that means more jobs it will create. Technology is the heart of everything.
And that's a brilliant answer as always, CP sir. But when we're talking about jobs, I know we've discussed this often as a theme much before the onset of the tech winter. Now we're in the heart of it in Chile, Barcelona. It snowed here at Mobile World Congress. But since we are in the midst of a tech winter, do you see us, they say at the end of a storm is a golden sky. When do we get to see that golden sky, if ever? I know you're an optimist, but I'd love to get your view on that.
So I don't even know why you call it a winter. I mean, 3 weeks ago was a LEAP IT conference in Saudi Arabia. I promise you that I met colleagues who had to stay 3 hours away because there was not a hotel available in Riyadh. Their whole conference center had to be shut down at 4 o'clock because they could not take any more visitor. You are here in Mobile World Congress. I mean, I know it's chilly outside, but reality is a warmth inside.
That's true.
The number of people, I mean, I was so proud when anti-phishing software is launched by Tanla yesterday in this Mobile World Congress. That a Sandstorm, which is a code name, as I told you.
Yes.
What the final product name is, we'll reveal it tomorrow. But a Sandstorm, or for networkoperations.ai, we are launching a product here. So I don't think it's a nuclear winter, a tech winter. I think, in my opinion, is the opportunities are just opening up, and the level of enthusiasm. I mean, I promise you that every time I come to Mobile World Congress, my battery goes 110%.
So that's all. You've always been, an inspiration for all of us when it comes to energy. But you do say that you don't think it's necessarily a tech winter, but there have been layoffs all across the world. We've seen what's happened in the Bay Area. A lot of startups and tech companies have confessed or revealed that, hey, we scaled up too fast, and maybe that through the course of the pandemic, we are seeing the after effects of that now. Don't you agree that, at least with that sort of terminology, that this is a natural phenomenon after the pandemic, but people are being impacted by it?
I mean, you gave your own answer. You said we scaled up too fast.
That's what the tech companies are saying.
All I'm trying to remind you, brother, is that if you look at the 3-year hiring, and if you look at some of the jobs that have been lost, and particularly you have to also take into account, US has always been that capitalistic society where you turn the tap and you turn off the tap. So I don't understand that. Why are we visualizing it as when you see a result of an Amazon, or when you see a result of a Microsoft or a Google or an Apple, what slowdown are you seeing? I mean, if the results show growth, and if they don't need that many people, and they're, as they say, reprioritizing, I'm the last guy to be able to comment, but I can only tell you is that I look at the data and I say, last 3 years hiring, and now, these guys have done very well.
Fair enough, sir. Now, since we're here at the Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, the weather aside, 80,000 attendees, over 2,000 exhibitors, restrictions over the world have eased. Do you think it's back with a bang? You're an MWC veteran.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can only tell you it also now started costing twice.
That's true. That's true.
What else, sir? I mean, you just have to go. There is this young Pakistani just behind my meeting room. And just for a portion of palak paneer, rice and roti, and one salad and one other sabji, he's charging 24 euros. And I promise you, I mean, just go behind, right behind. So I can only tell you is, not only is it back with a bang, but looks like somebody is making a buck with a bang.
That's the headline for today. A buck with a bang. We have an absolute favorite on the show, Mr. Gurnani. Absolute pleasure as always to have you on Tech Today.
Thank you so much.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.